The things that happen during the commercials. All right, don't have a green thumb, but you want some plants to spruce up your home?
You know, maybe you want a late bloomer.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we have 3 plants for you to try. They're almost foolproof for success.
Melissa Cole met up with gardening expert Jen Mooney to learn what they are.
Hi everybody, so we are here in Jen Mooney's plant room, which is amazing. And if you're worried about plants, house plants, like which one could I get? I don't want to kill it. I don't have a green thumb. There actually are some plants that are like kind of easy.
Absolutely. Fear not. Everybody can have a plant.
And you won't kill it.
You won't kill, well,
You may not kill it.
I don't know your life, but these are plants that I don't think you'll be able to kill.
All right, let's start with the first one.
Okay, my first favorite is called a ZZ plant. I actually have 2 of them, but this one's a little bit bigger. It just basically can take any light.
Okay.
I would like to say though, there's no such thing as a plant that takes no light. So you can't throw a plant in the basement without a window.
Okay. So always have a window in your room.
Some kind of light, like because plants need it, photosynthesis, etc. But ZZ plant it can survive without watering if you forget to water it. It stays really healthy and shiny. It will just keep growing and getting lush and beautiful, and it really tolerates a lot of different light conditions. This one is actually a few years old, so you can see it's a little bit thicker, but I can show you one that's a little bit younger. It's a little bit smaller.
Cute.
So that's maybe how you would get it at the nursery. It would be around this size.
Okay. All right, plant number 2.
Another super easy plant that most people know about is a pothos. This one is a variegated version. So easy. It's a trailing plant, so you might see these people trailing all over the place. This one's this is like a year old, so it's really just starting. Variegated. It can take too much water, it can take too little water. It's a really, really, really easy plant. Obviously a beautiful glossy leaf.
Yeah,
and
gorgeous.
also tolerates all kinds of light. So you can put this in a lot of different places in your home.
Yeah, I have 2 of these actually, and I'm just starting to notice that they're like budding out and starting to trail down.
Yeah.
So that will continue.
Yep, it'll continue. And also they're really easy to propagate. So if you wanted to propagate one, see these little nodes that come out here?
Yeah.
That's gonna be a root. So you can just cut it right there, put it in some water, and you'll grow a whole new pothos.
That's incredible. Plant number 3 is this massive one here.
This is a Monstera. I think that people might think Monsteras are difficult because they're so exotic looking, or they might think they're fancy. It is such an easy plant. It needs very little. It just needs some water, some light, and it's good to go. Also, very easy to propagate. You can take a cutting just like the pothos. You can just take a cutting from a node, like right here. See how this root is sticking out?
Yep.
You can cut that, and right here, and then you can create a whole new plant.
Which you've done right here. I'll grab it. So this will be several new plants?
Yeah, so I just recently repotted this Monstera, so I had to cut a bunch off of it, and now I'm rooting them, and I'm sure some friends will be getting some Monstera soon.
And one of these will turn into that?
Yeah. So let me show you how it looks. Let me take one out so I can show you what the roots look like. Once you let it sit in the water for 2-3 weeks, you'll start seeing these beautiful little hair roots, and that means it's ready to plant.
So you put it in a pot with some soil.
You put it in a pot with some soil. Don't go too big when you're starting a new cutting, because plants don't like to have a pot that's too big. So I would put it in a smaller pot, and you'll start seeing new shoots come up and new leaves coming up, and soon you'll have a big Monstera.
I mean, how long will it take to go from this to that?
Probably a couple years.
Wow.
But the nice thing about Monstera, it has such a big, beautiful leaf that you sometimes only need a couple pieces. It still looks beautiful if you just have a couple, like when it's small. Still beautiful because it's such a dramatic leaf.
Wow.
So beautiful.
I'm gonna try this one and see if I can make it last in my house.
I think you can. It's great for like a corner spot, just like this. If you have an empty corner that just needs to be brightened up, it's just a great plant. It's always, people love Monstera when they see it.
All right, so I'm excited to get started, and you at home can do these, and hopefully they'll thrive.
They will.
All right, thanks, Jen.
We'll see. All right,
It is
Jen.
pretty amazing. We have to thank Holly, our
Absolutely.
wonderful administrator. It was her last day. She left us all cutting so that we can do that. We can have plants.
Absolutely.
We got to try.
They're rooted. Rooted.
All right, Jen also recommends using terracotta pots for your plants because the material allows the plant to breathe.
Who knew, right? I don't know any of
I mean,
this
that's
stuff.
always so classic, the terracotta, but
love
I
the
didn't know
terracotta.
why.
Yeah, exactly.